Welcome, everyone. We are live, and it is Tuesday. You know, it really is glorious. It's black outside, but you know how it is. It's dark outside. Oh, snap. Listen, I was in a space yesterday with a beautiful person I'd never met before. And he said this very phrase that is my title, Clash of the Mindsets. And you know, I said to him, well, that's today's topic. You realize why this happens. You see, we tend, as people, we go somewhere, we encounter someone, which we think we encounter, but we don't actually encounter someone. We encounter their mindset. Their mindset just happens to have a face. And this is the part that gets very tricky when, when we don't realize that it's a mindset. It's their opinion. It's their state of mind. It's their mental attitude. That is what we come upon first, their mental attitude, you know? And when you come upon a mental attitude, you've got a couple of choices. You can engage with it, or you can understand it. Understanding or comprehension is the biggest thing that I think we can have. Because when you comprehend something, you understand why it is happening, you know? You understand why it is happening. Oh, well, aren't you sweet? Look at you. You just popped into my world, sweet shea butter. Hello. Oh, it's so good to see you. Listen, I just saw a video. Somebody posted a video of an argument at the zoo. A woman was wearing a hat. And the man said, oh, you shouldn't be wearing that hat. He didn't take time to read what was on the hat. But that color hat, a red hat, is associated with something, but just not what he thinks it's associated with. He just saw a red hat and melted down. The reason why that happens is because we come into contact with people's mindsets on a daily basis, right? We just do. And they will show up as someone you like or someone you don't like. But at the end of the day, how you respond will always tell you about yourself and what your mindset is. Now, I know me. I get upset easy. Oh, yes. Oh. Especially when it comes to the quote-unquote injustices. I do. Because for those of you who know me, you know I'm dealing with something at the moment. And I've been dealing with it for years. And it's not illegal. It is not immoral either. But there's something wrong. I just don't have the words for it at this moment. And so when you come across something like this and you start to see yourself, okay? When you begin to see yourself, it is a time for reflection upon the self, as opposed to a criticism or a judgment upon the self. It is only a mindset. It is only a state of mind. It is only an opinion. It is not your defining self. It is just a mindset. So if we can comprehend that we have mindsets, well, when you go out into the world, other people have mindsets too. And their mindset, their mind is set where it is because of what they have experienced. Pardon me. Each person's mind is set in that state, that mental attitude, because of what they have experienced. And some of us have we all have varying degrees of what we've experienced. Some more harsh things than others, some more gentle things than others. But the point to remember is we all have a place that our mind is set. That mood, that mental attitude. Now, is it habitual? Meaning, do you always go there in your mind's eye? Do you? If that's the place you visit most frequently mentally, well, then that is now your habit. You do it the same way every time. So now that place that you've set your mind is where you always go, which becomes your attitude that you walk with. You see? So when we go out into the world, remember, you will come upon a mindset, and it's like fighting a shadow. The mindset has a face, though. So when you, quote unquote, hurt the face, you're hurting the person, not the mindset. You can't hurt a mindset. So you see, if we could remember that a person is a person with a place that their mind is set, we'd be much more gentle. Think about this for a moment. You want somebody to hit you for your mind where it is? You see, this happens when we lose sense of what we are. When we lose sense of what we are. We have been given the ability to speak and the ability to reason. And we take for granted that there's a person who's having the mindset. Oh, but Angela, that mindset is toxic. That mindset is harmful to people. Do you know that I can push you? But at the end of the day, you do have a choice. You do always have a choice. Examine your mindset. If every person examined their mindset, I heard a young lady say that violence is primitive. How poetic, because it's true. But all we're fighting against, you see what scripture says? We wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. So when you get mad at the person who is in your face or in the same vicinity as you, you're not getting mad at them. You're getting mad at the place their mind is. That's what we do. We get upset with the mindset of a person, their mental attitude. We get upset with that. And then we take it out on the person. But in actuality, it is something invisible that has, quote unquote, triggered you to respond. Remember, when you hear trigger, that is the principle of cause and effect. Well, your behavior is the effect. Something caused you to respond. Instead of using words like triggered, use the real words. Cause and effect. Because when you see it in that fashion, cause and effect, it is easier, I think, to ask yourself, Is this the effect that I want? Is this the effect that I want? And so you look at your behavior and you're like, oh man, that's not the effect I was going for. You see, we tend to say that when we wear clothes and we go out and we go, ooh, that's not the effect I was going for, you know? But think about it. What effect were you going for? Because when you can answer what effect you're going for, you will know what cause to implement. Well, it's the only one you can because every effect has its cause. It does. Instead of being quote unquote triggered, ask yourself, what is causing me? And then you will start to see it. Because this is where we all begin. We say, oh my God, they totally pissed me off. They said this, they said that, they were wrong, they were this. And we're pointing the finger on the outside. You're pointing the finger on the outside. When in actuality, the effect that it had upon you is internal. So when you come up against quote unquote a mindset, remember, first of all, their life experiences have formed that mindset. You and I do not know what their life experience is. We don't know. We don't know. But when you see a mindset and you ask yourself, just ask yourself, do I want to crash out? That's the word the young people are using. You want to crash out over something that you saw. It's still invisible to the rest of the world, before someone acts upon it. The mindset is invisible because in the beginning, only you see it because it's inside of you. Your mental attitude is within you and it is presently invisible until you embody it, which means you do something. You use your body to express your mental attitude. How are you using your body to express your mental attitude? Children, they throw themselves on the ground and they scream and they holler. Ooh. Oh, yes, they do. Because there's something going on inside. They're trying to get it out and they don't have the words to do it. But what do? Judge the mindset. Oh, you're a bad boy. Bad girl. I can't take you anywhere. Make your mama look bad. Oh, wait a minute. What's that phrase? Making your mother look bad? Making your daddy look bad? But no one sought to comprehend the mindset of the child. What is the child wanting to say? Somebody a long time ago said to me, you cannot reason with children. And I will vehemently deny it every single time because that is not the case. You just have to take the time to draw the child out, to speak to them, and they'll, depending on the age, and they will. So this is why it's important to comprehend or understand a mindset without judging it. Without judging it. Why? Because the moment you judge it, you will act upon the judgment. Cause and effect. But if you seek to understand or comprehend it, now you're doing something. Because understanding, comprehension, it brings about empathy. Not pity, not sympathy, but empathy. You now begin to see that person in a different light. Of course, it does not absolve anyone from wrongdoing because cause and effect, right? You break the land law, well, you gotta pay the penalty, right? But when you begin to comprehend the mindset of one, yourself, you'll be able to see, oh my goodness. So you're saying I've been feeling really ... whatever that thing is. Do you know that most people don't understand when they're desperate? They don't know when they're desperate. The mindset of desperation is a very, very funny thing. Not ha-ha funny, but funny indeed. Oh, if I can't have this, I must have it. What am I going to do without it? Do you feel the intensity of those words? The desperation, the mindset. The mindset causes people to act in desperate ways. This is what it does to us when we don't stop to examine our own mindset. And believe me, I have to do this every day I pick up that phone because there are just certain people. And I'm just like, I can't. I can't. Like removing a garbage bin, a big metal one when you're doing renovations, right? And it has scuffed the driveway. And it's a problem. And I thought to myself, sir, you get to drive up that driveway and go inside a house in the garage, and you live there safely. How about we celebrate that? But then I thought to myself, but Angela, what if this is the first time he's ever had anything? What if he came from nothing and this means the world to him? And you reduce it down to, but at least you have a place to live. Oh, like I keep telling you, it's a daily thing. And how many times do we do it? You go somewhere and there's somebody bent over in half because they're so high. And what's the first thing that we do? This is why I tell you, you see, the mindset. Walk with a mindset. And this is, it takes practice. It's an everyday thing. Do you grasp what kind of mental torment you must be dealing with to drown yourself in a drug so vile? But we just, oh, lazy, get out of the way, juggy. This is what we do. So you got to understand that not only are we doing it to each other, but we are doing it to ourselves. So when we come upon a mindset, don't judge it. Preaching to myself today. Don't judge it. Understand it. Understand the mindset. Oh, you don't have to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist to figure that out. You just have to see it. Look at the level of what they're doing, the intensity of what they're doing, and you will understand the intensity of their pain or the intensity of their joy. Aw, joy and pain, sunshine. I couldn't help myself. I could not help myself. So here it is. But when you give yourself that opportunity to look in the mirror, you see your own mindset looking right back at you in the mirror. That's the best place to practice. You don't say things like, I will not judge. Oh, please. Brain doesn't hear not. That's why they tell you, don't tell the child, don't run. Tell them to walk. You see? You just give the command. So today, as we go about into the world and we are, intermingling with people, don't be so quick to get your boxing gloves on and fight shadows, which would be the mindset. Don't be so quick. It saves a lot of energy, actually, to not be so quick to fight against. It really does. And sometimes we don't see when we do it until after the fact. And that was me after the facting. I especially love it when they say to me, Angela, I don't mean to complain. I'm not trying to complain. And I'm like, oh. But here we are, you know? So this is what I mean when I say we must be gracious with ourselves first, because then it helps us. Because if there's graciousness within, there will be graciousness projected outward. Is it easy? Because sometimes you want to shake your head and go, this is my favorite line from Matlock, jackass. Sometimes you just want to say it and you're like, ah. But it is only a mindset. It is only a mindset. Oh, 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 incoming. Oh, yeah. I know he's kind of faint right now. You can't really hear him, but I can hear him. He's awake. He's awake. And I had to learn a lot about mindset because I had judged him. Yeah, we talking about my rooster because he hops. I had judged him and treated him as if he were an invalid. Really and truly, I did. Until one day he showed me that he was not an invalid. Oh, I'd never seen him move so quickly. And that was one of the first times I realized, Angela, you treated him this way all this time because of your mindset. This is why sometimes we find it difficult to quote unquote forgive. Uh oh. Angela, you don't know what they did to me. You don't know how they made my life a living hell, so don't tell me that I have to forgive somebody. Hear me out. I'm not telling you to forgive them because they didn't do anything wrong. I'm not telling you to forgive them because you should just lay down and be a doormat. That's not why I'm saying that one forgives. I'm saying to you that when you hold resentment towards that person's mindset, you have to be in a particular frame of mind to act. So whatever they did, they were in a particular frame of mind. So when we say things like they should know better, we don't act logically. We act neurologically. Hello. We do not act logically. We do the same thing the same way every time, and it's something that we've learned. It is a habit which becomes that habitual mindset. So when that person treated you in such a fashion, they were acting neurologically, and we don't know where they picked that up from. Somewhere in their life they did. So when you recognize that they have picked that up from somewhere, you go, ah, shoot, you know what? It was a shit show that I had to suffer at the brunt of that mindset. But you know what? It's a mindset. And they were in that mindset and they're still in that mindset. You know why they're in it? Because nobody taught them otherwise. And do you know why nobody taught them otherwise? One, because they don't know. And two, we were busy judging. Oh, they'll never change. And we spend our time bearing resentment in our bosom. Resentment within, and you project it out into the world. What does it do? And because we cannot see what resentment does, it's quite like contempt. You look upon that person and you resent them. You're like, ugh, can't stand this fool. You might not say it out loud, but your actions will embody it. There are many relationships that deal in this fashion because we judge their mindset. And because we judge it and we resent it, we now become, oh boy, we become it. Why do we become it? Because we're the one holding it. Sweet Jesus, I cannot say it to you any clearer than that. So when you walk around with the unforgiveness and the resentment towards someone who hurt you, because it really and truly, again, it is their mindset. So when you walk around and you hold on to that thing, as within, so without, you now have to become that thing. And is that what you want? Well, you know it didn't work the first time because look at how they treated you. But because you hold on to it, you now start to have the same actions. Don't come for me today. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm simply saying it's what happens. As within, so without. You cannot hold the root of resentment and not be tainted by it. This is for all of us because we all do it. That's why, if you can comprehend it, you don't judge. Because then you hear this phrase: Ye without sin cast the first stone. That's what I'm saying to you. We become what we hold on to, what we hold on to, we become it. Isn't there a saying like that? Uh, be careful of the thing you hate because you become it. You know, eh? I'm sure there's a saying like that because I've heard it many times. I've heard it, and that's the thing that I want to convey with us. or convey to us. When you go out into the world, listen, nothing will rile you up faster than hearing the sentence, get over it. It happened a long time ago. Nothing will rile you up faster than that. For real. If you know, you know. Nothing riles you up faster than that. So what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with it? Will you walk around and inflict upon others what you feel? Or will you learn to reshape it into propelling yourself forward? You see, it is energy. It is energy. Our feelings are energy. They're bits of fire, like nitrous oxide, if you will. So when you have an emotion, it's either going to be helpful or destructive, depending on your mental attitude, your state of mind, your mood. But if you can catch yourself to see what that mood is, it is energy. It's this ball of energy. What do you want to do with it? If you throw it, you weaken yourself because you're tossing, literally speaking, your own energy away from yourself to someone else. Now you strengthen them. You have to strengthen yourself. So you use that very energy instead of using it to argue. Remember, it's just a mindset that you're coming up against. Really, it's just a mindset that you're coming up against. So when you can remember that portion, you've now taken the energy you were about to throw and you swallow it instead. Because now you can go and do something else. Now you've got the energy to go do something else. You notice how some people say, oh, I'm exhausted. Perhaps take a moment to examine what you're doing with your energy. Are you tossing it away from yourself by continually fighting against something that is invisible? I mean, it's just a question, yes? It is just a question. These are things I ponder on a daily basis, and I have to catch myself and go, oh, Angela. I say, oh, you gotta relax. Everything is gonna be all right. That's just what they believe. And they believe what they believe because that's how they were raised. They got it from somewhere. And it's not my job to argue. It's not my job to tell them, you're right, you're wrong. No, not my job. Because they're going to argue with you in defense of their mindset. Right? Hey, Wired, I see you. But morning inspiration is not always, I shouldn't say not always. The format of morning inspiration is to get you up and out the door, as opposed to being an open platform for discussion. But my DMs are always open if you have questions, and I do answer them. But today, my beautiful friends, as we go out into the world, when you encounter a mindset, recognize it for what it is. Because you too are walking with one. You've heard the phrase, your reputation precedes you. What is your reputation? Your habitual behavior, which is your habitual mindset. So it precedes you every time. We always lead with it. right? So check your mindset without judgment. Let me say that again. Check your mindset without judgment. Without judgment, yes, it means when you look at yourself, you say, oh, snap, that's what I was doing. What do I want to do instead? Who do I want to be instead? Right? That's just what you ask. Who do I want to be instead? And you see who you want to become. And as Neville Goddard says it, you begin to experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you wanted to be. So if you do not like your present mindset, it's not set in stone. No, it is not. And it can be changed. You just have to decide what you want to change it to. That's all. You just decide what you want to change it to. And as you decide what you want to change it to, you will act naturally. You just will. The same way that you're doing it now. You always know. We're always acting something out. Not because we figured out how to act, but because it unfolds. Cause and effect. If you choose the cause, that cause has its effect. If you choose that effect has its cause. And you will act accordingly. So you don't have to fret, you don't have to fight, you don't have to struggle to figure it out. Because what's the natural thing if you're cold? Warmth. So you'll put something on. Now, if you're too hot, you'll take something off because you want to cool down. So do you have to ask what you should do? No. The inclination to act happens because of what you have chosen. So the mindset that you walk with, is going to be the dictator of your actions. So, who's here with us today in these YouTube streets? Shea Butter. Hey, girl. I see you. The better man is in the house. I see you. There's somebody else here too, but you've not made yourselves known to me in the chat on YouTube. So I will say hello to you nonetheless. Fan base, who's with us? Oh, who has to scroll? I get to scroll. That means our spaces are growing on Fanbase. Moon and Dolphin Duck are here. Big Mike was also here, but I know he listens as he's on his way to work. So Ray Ray is in the house. Oracle Treehouse. My sweet Casey. Ursula, darling, is in the house. Hello, Ursula. Meggie is here. Honey. Hey, honey. I haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, Summer Rose is in the house too. Oh, look at Twitter. Twitter is bumping this morning. Hello, Yoda Green. Now, Wired, you wanted to say something. Now Wired left. Oh, well, it is what it is. Because I can't make you love me if you don't, right? You can't. I digress. Thank you all for being here on this lovely, lovely Tuesday. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. That means I work tomorrow and Thursday. I do. But remember, we all have mindsets. Let me pop into the chat just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I didn't see Miss McQueen. I only see 9 folks in the room, so I don't know if Miss McQueen is in the space. But it just might be the app is apping. Listen, it is always a mindset you're going to come up against because that's how we greet each other. Hello? With our mindset. You saw we greeted each other with a smile? If you smile or if you don't smile is determined by your mindset. Oh, if you say hello or if you don't say hello, that is also determined by your mindset. Everything is determined where your mind is set. Your actions. If you doubt me, it's okay. I don't need you to believe me. But if you observe yourself, you will catch yourself when you say, ugh, I'm so not in the mood for this. I'm not feeling this today. This is just not my vibe. Oh, well, then you'll understand. Then you'll comprehend that you act according to the mood each and every time. To anything you're dealing with is to seek the mood out. What is that mood? And I know I say mood because it is. If you're saying to yourself, it doesn't matter, I start but I never finish. It always feels like I'm struggling. Or we could put a silly, all my life I had to fight. That is a mood. It's a mood. But we don't see it, do we? So that's why I'm saying to you, as Granddaddy always said to me, taste the words before you speak. Taste them. Because it will tell you what your mood is. And it will show you how many times a day you go into that mood. And it will show you that mood that is your habit. And it will show you your destiny. Oh, we thought destiny was something else? No. You keep acting the same way every time. You're making your destiny. Is it not? Then Beyonce sing and dance for a long time, and here she is, Destiny, singing on the stage. If she'd have stopped partway through, she wouldn't be Beyonce on the stage that we know. She'd be somebody else because she chose differently. So your destiny is comprised of the choices that you make. But the choices that you make are dictated by the mental mood or attitude, mental attitude that you occupy. Why do I date the same guy all the time? Same guy, different face. Same girl, same face. All the time, they all look alike. Because you got a type. That's your mood. So your mood, your mental attitude, your mindset is neither good, bad, nor indifferent. It simply is what it is. And we all have to have one. We all have one. So, the key is, do you want to occupy the one you're presently in? And I'll tell you the 3 steps, 4. And if you test it out, you'll see how easy it is to change. Don't you go and put on your favorite song to dance? Or if you hear your jam come on the radio, what's the first thing you do? You freak out and you turn it up. Why? Because it makes you do what? Feel good. It puts you in a mood. So we do it naturally. We put ourselves in moods naturally because that is our nature. The key is to select your mood. Select it. Don't force it. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fight or struggle against it. Select it. I just want to say, rewind, come down selector. I couldn't help myself with that one either. 'Cause the DJ selects the song. You're the DJ. You select your mood. And if you watch, you'll see. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Because time, I just want you to understand. Don't judge a mindset when you come upon it. Understand it. I know some people don't like the word understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand why they don't like it. And they say overstand or understand. But you know what? Semantics. Comprehend why you behave the way you do. You behave the way you do. I behave the way I do. Based on the mindset, mental attitude, mental mood. Oh, yes. So, go forth today, my beautiful friends. And understand. Know thyself. It's to know your nature. Know yourself. Oh, I love you so much. I really do. I really, 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 really do. And I will look forward again to seeing you on the morrow, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Fanbase, Twitter, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a little bit will sing some more for us. I'm sure he will. I heard him wrestling this morning, struggling to get comfortable, and I went in and I soothed him, and I think he flashed back to his memories of how we used to be. And he let me kiss him. He let me hug him. And I said, baby, it's okay. And I just stayed and stroked him for a while and until he settled. Right? I tell you, it's something else. It really is. I know y'all think I'm crazy, the way I talk about my Roo, but it's okay. I've just embraced the fact that he is alive. And the same power that flows in me flows in him. And that's why I love him so much. Aw, hello, Miss Liza. It is good to see you. See, sometimes when I just yatter on, it serves a purpose. It makes the stragglers, when they come in, they get to be a part of things too. So it's good to see you, my lovely Liza. It is. It is good to see you. And I'm glad I stayed a little bit just for you. I did. Now, let us go forth today and just revel in it, okay? Sink into the knowing of, it's like a big couch. Just sink into the knowing that you are amazing. I wonder why you're amazing. Because that which is amazing resides in your bosom. Indeed, it does. Anyway, countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Much love to each and every one of you. Mwah.